Hello children, in this video I have solved the NEET 2020 paper of physics. Let us look into the first question. A short electric dipole has a dipole moment of 16 into 10 to the power of minus 9 coulomb meter. The electric potential due to the dipole at a point at a distance of 0.6 meters from the center of the dipole, situated on a line making an angle of 60 degrees with the dipole axis is. Let's see which option is correct. Given 1 by 4 pi epsilon 0 is equal to 9 into 10 to the power of 9 Newton meter squared per coulomb squared. Let us quickly solve this. Now we all know V is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon 0 into T cos theta by R square. Given the value of 1 by 4 pi epsilon 0 is 9 into 10 to the power of 9 and moment is given as 16 into 10 to the power of 16 into, let's see, 16 into 10 to the power of minus 9, 16 into 10 to the power of minus 9, and cos theta, theta is given as 60 degrees, so we all know cos 60 is half, so half divided by R is given as 0.6 meters, so it is given in meters, so no conversion is needed, so 0.6 the whole square, or let us take this as 9 into 16 into 10 to the power of minus 9 and plus 9 will get cancelled, and this is now going to be 2 into 0.36. So when we simplify this, we get to be equal to 200 volts. 8 times it goes, 10 to the power of 9 gets cancelled, so you get it as 2 and 16 goes 8 times, and so when you cancel this you can see that it will be 200 volts. So option 4 is correct. Look into the second question. A series LCR circuit is connected to an AC voltage source. If L is removed from the circuit, the phase difference between current and voltage is pi by 3. If instead C is removed from the circuit, the phase difference is again pi by 3 between current and voltage. The power factor of the circuit is what? Let us solve this. So, for RL circuit, that is resistance and inductance, we can say phi RL is equal to, he says it is pi by 3. The power factor is pi by 3. And for RC circuit, it is given as phi RC, it is also equal to pi by 3. So, tan pi by 3 we know is tan of, let me put it as tan pi by 3 for RL circuit is XL by R. XL by R, which is equal to, we know tan 60 is root 3, or this implies XL is equal to root 3R. Similarly, tan pi by 3 for RC circuit, it is now going to be XC by R, which is equal to root 3. So, therefore, we get XC to be equal to root 3R. So, from equations 1 and 2, we can infer that XC is equal to XR. We get XC is equal to XR. Sorry, XC is equal to XL. So, we know that tan phi is equal to XL minus XC by R, or root 3 R minus root 3 R by R. That is, I am substituting in the place of XC and XR, XL and XC. So this gets cancelled, this becomes 0. So therefore we can infer that phi is equal to 0. What will be the power factor? Power factor cos phi is equal to cos 0, which is equal to 1. So the answer is 1. Option A is the correct answer. Now coming to the third question. Light of frequency 1.5 times the threshold frequency is incident on a photosensitive material. What will be the photoelectric current if the frequency is half and the intensity is double? So this is a very simple question. Let's solve this. Given the frequency is double, let the initial frequency be nu 0 and it is now going to be doubled. So let us take nu dash to be nu 0 by 2. What is the initial frequency? It is given as 1.5. So nu 0 is 1.5. When it is halved, now you get nu dash to be 1.5 by 2, which is equal to 0.75. So you can see that it is now going to be nu 0, 0.75 nu 0. Now you can see that 0.75 nu 0 is lesser than the original frequency nu 0, that is 1.5 nu 0. So therefore we can see that the photoelectrons will not be emitted and hence there will be no photoelectric current. So the photoelectric current will be 0. So option 2 is the correct answer. Dimensions of stress are m L to the power of 0, t to the power of minus 2. Alright, now this is going to be very, very simple. Now you know stress is nothing but stress is equal to force by area. What is the dimension for force? M L t to the power of minus 2, and for A it is now going to be L square. So we get this to be m L to the power of minus 1 t to the power of minus 2. So you can see that option 2 is the correct answer. 95th question. An electron is accelerated from rest through a potential difference of v volts. If the de Broglie wavelength of the electron is 1.227 in 10 to the power of minus 2 nanometers, the potential difference is 1. This is quite simple. If you know the formula, it is now going to be very, very easy. Now we know lambda p. Let us take lambda p, the de Broglie wavelength is now going to be 1 point given. It is now given. Lambda p, the de Broglie wavelength is given by, this will be 12.27 by root v angstroms. Now we know the mass of the proton is, now what is given, what has been asked, if the de Broglie wavelength, the electron is given now. 1.227 in 10 to the power of minus 2. So that is given as 1.227 into 10 to the power of minus 2. So many nanometers. So let us now convert it to meters. So that into 10 to the power of 9. Okay. So which is equal to, so that should be equal to how much? That should be equal to 12.27 divided by root v. We need root v. We need to find out v. So root v is equal to 12.27 into 10 to the power of, this is now given in angstroms. So let me convert it to meters. So that will give you minus 10. Alright. That divided by 1.227 into 10 to the power of minus 2 into 10 to the power of minus 9. So when we simplify this, we can find it is now going to be nothing but 1 into 10 to the power of 4 or simply 10 to the power of 4. Let's see which option is correct. 10 to the power of 4, option 2 is correct. Now coming to the 96th question. The capacitance of the parallel plate capacitor with air as medium is 6 microfarad. With the introduction of a dielectric medium, the capacitance becomes 30 microfarads. The permittivity of medium is, so epsilon 0's value is given. This is quite a simple question. So, given, we all know that C is equal to C0 into K. So, what is given? It is 6. So, let us take C0 as 6 and C as 30. Alright. So, C is 30 and this is 6. Therefore, from this we infer K is equal to 30 divided by 6, which is equal to 5. So, we have found out the dielectric constant to be 5 now. Now, we know that the value of what is being asked, he is asking you to find out the permittivity of the medium. That is epsilon r is being asked. So, epsilon r is nothing but K times epsilon 0, which is nothing but 5 into epsilon 0 value is given as 8.85 10 to the power of minus 12. 8.85 into 10 to the power of minus 12. So, when we multiply this and simplify, we get it to be 0.44 into 10 to the power of minus 10. So, option 1 is correct. Coming to the 97th one, the temperature which has the negative temperature coefficient of resistance, this is applicable only for, it is applicable for both insulators and semiconductors. Solids which have the negative temperature coefficient is for insulators and semiconductors. So, option 2 is correct. 98. For transistor action, which of the following statement is correct? Both emitter junction as well as the collector junction are forward biased. The base region must be very thin and lightly doped. Base, emitter and collector region should be having same doping concentrations. Base, emitter and collector region should have same region, same size. So, among the four options, you can see that second one is the correct answer, because the base region should be very, very thin and lightly doped. Only then the transistor action can be active. So, option 2 is the correct answer. 99th one. A screw gauge has least count of 0.01 millimeters and there are 50 divisions in its circular scale. The pitch of the screw gauge is 1. This is a very simple question. We know pitch scale reading is, least count is equal to pitch scale reading by number of divisions. Pitch scale reading or PSR by number of divisions. So, what is given, what is asked, pitch scale reading is asked. So, PSR is equal to, I can even put this as PSR instead of pitch, I will put it as PSR. PSR stands for pitch scale reading. So, that is equal to least count into number of divisions. What is the least count given? Least count is 0.01 into number of divisions is 50. So, when you multiply, you get it to be 0.5 millimeters. So, option 1 is the correct answer. 100th question. The phase difference between the displacement and acceleration of a particle in a simple harmonic motion is, this is very simple. We all know y is equal to a sine omega t. So, this is displacement. Whenever we differentiate displacement with respect to t, you get the velocity. So, I can put dy by dt is equal to, that is velocity is equal to, when you differentiate this, you will get it as a omega cos omega t. When you differentiate velocity with respect to t, you get acceleration. That is d squared y by dt squared is equal to minus of a omega squared cos omega t. Now, I can write this in terms of sine, that is omega squared into, a omega squared into, since you have a negative symbol, this now becomes pi plus omega t. That is, it will belong to the third quadrant. The third quadrant, you know, sine is negative. So, a omega squared sine, a omega squared sine of pi plus omega t. So, when you compare the first equation and this equation, we can see that there is a phase difference of pi. So, phase difference of pi. So, option 3 is the correct answer. Pi radians is the correct answer. Now coming to the 101st question. A long solenoid of 50 centimeters length having 100 turns carries a current of 2.5 amperes. Magnetic field at the center of the solenoid is what? This is a very simple question. If you know the formulae for all these, it is going to be pretty easy. So now you know what is being asked. The magnetic field. Magnetic field B is given as, at the center it is given as N times mu 0 I by 2 pi A. I stands for current and A is the distance. So here number of turns is given as 100. So it is now going to be, we know the value for mu 0 by 2 pi is nothing but 4 pi into 10 to the power of minus 7 into N is 100, I is given as 2.5 divided by 5. So when we simplify this, what are the options given? Mu 0 is 4 pi into 10 to the power of minus 7. So this 2 pi and 4 pi will get cancelled. So we are left with, this will go 20 times. So the option is now going to be, I'm sorry children, I did a mistake once again. This is now going to be mu 0 by 2 pi is 4 pi into 10 to the power of minus 7. So when we cancel this, I can cancel 5 and 100, that will give you 20. Now you simplify this, 4 times 2.5 will give you 110. So that will give you 3.14 into 2 will give you 6.28. 6.28. That into, it is now going to give you 6.28 into 10 to the power of. So when we multiply this and simplify the tens and the powers, you get it to be 10 to the power of minus 4. That is option 3 is there. So many Tesla. So option. So you have two options, 6.28 and 10 to the power of minus 5 and 6.28 10 to the power of minus 4. So you shouldn't get confused which it. So you'll have to calculate the powers very carefully. Alright. So only then you'll get the correct options. So by mistake, if you happen to get minus 5, then your option would have been wrong. See, 1 and 3, it's really confusing. So you'll have to be careful while calculating and choosing the correct options. Coming to the 102nd question. A ball is thrown vertically downwards with a velocity of 20 meters per second from the top of a tower. It hits the ground after some time with a velocity of 80 meters per second. Height of the tower is what? It's a very simple question based on kinematics. You know, v squared minus u squared is equal to 2gs. H, let me put in the place of s, let me put h. What is v? V is 80. So 80 squared. And what is u? U is 20. So minus 20 squared is equal to 2 into, let us take g as 10 into h. Or you get it to be 6400 minus 400 divided by 20 is equal to h. Or that gives you 6000 divided by 20, which is equal to 300 meters. So we can see that option 2 is the correct answer. The color code of a resistance is given below. So yellow, violet, brown and gold is given. Value of the resistance and tolerance is being asked. So for this, you should remember this sentence. B.B. Roy of Great Britain was a very good wife. Of Great Britain was a very good wife. Very good wife. B, G, W. So B. Now this stands for 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. So yellow stands for 4 now. Alright. So let us take it as 4. And then it is violet. So violet means the second thing. So that is now going to give the second digit. So when we take that, that will give you 0.1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 0, 1, 2, 3, 7. So 4.7, right? So because first B stands for 0, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So 4.7. And the multiplier is now going to be what? It is brown. We have to take the brown. So that is nothing but, red. Red is now going to be BB Roy, and here it is now, but we have brown here, right? Brown is for second one, 10 to the power of 2 into 10 to the power of 2. And gold, you know, the tolerance level is now going to be 5. It is gold, right? So it is 5%. For gold, it is 5%. So plus or minus 5% tolerance. So, or it is now going to be 470 ohms plus or minus 5. So that is what is given. Which option is correct? Option 2 is correct. So 470, so the 470 ohms is going to be the resistance and tolerance is 5%. So you have to be very careful for the option again. 470 ohms is given and here 470 kilo ohms is given. So you have to be very careful. Okay. So it is 470 ohms only. We don't get kilo ohms. Look, you have to be careful while choosing the multipliers. So BB Roy of Great Britain was a very great wife. Remember that. Abbreviation of that will give you the color codes and their values. Okay. Next, coming to the 104, the Brewster angle IP for an interface should be, this is quite interesting, like, you know, mu is equal to tan theta. Mu is equal to tan theta. So tan's value is now going to be between, so the mu value can range between 1 and infinity. 1 lesser than mu, lesser than up to infinity. What can be the value for now? Take the tan 1. So tan 1, when will be tan 1? When theta is equal to 45 degrees. Okay. So theta, and when can be tan infinite or undefined? It will be at 90 degrees. So this should be the correct option. 45 degrees to, so option 1 is the correct answer. Okay. 45 degrees lesser than IB lesser than 90 degrees. 105th question. A ray is incident at an angle of incidence I on one surface of a small angle prism and emerges normally from the opposite surface. If the refractive index of the material of the prism is mu, then the angle of the incidence is nearly equal to, let's solve this. Let the angle of incidence be I. Let the angle of the prism be A. Let the angle of emergence be E. Let the refractive index be mu. Alright. Angle of incidence is I. Angle of the prism is A. Angle of emergence is E. And mu is the refractive index. Now we know for small angled prism, the angle of minimum deviation delta is given by mu minus 1 into A. Let us have this as one equation. Now the ray is emerging normally. So therefore E would be 0. Since it is emerging out normally, E is 0. Now you know I is equal to A plus delta. Angle of incidence is equal to A plus delta. Or from this equation we get delta is equal to I minus A. Let us have this as the second equation. So from the first equation, from the first equation and the second equation, we can equate both. Both are now representing delta. So I'll equate both. So mu minus 1 into A is equal to I minus A. On simplify, expand it and simplify, you get mu A minus A is equal to I minus A. Minus A gets cancelled, or from this we get mu A is equal to I. So option, angle of incidence is equal to mu A. Option 1 is the correct answer.